Hi everyone, welcome back to my lesson series again. We were discussing the HTML tables last time, and at the end of the lesson I said I will be discussing the HTML forms next. But before I actually move on to HTML forms, I realized there are lots of attributes we are going to use into the forms. And when I use the word attribute, that means we need to explain or define the HTML attributes in our discussion first, and I'll give you a bit of brief about the HTML attributes. So HTML attributes, as you already seen, I've been using different attributes with the different HTML elements where I was applying a width or height, or when I was providing a URL in a href in an anchor tag, although it didn't work that time. But today I'll create another link in front of you, which is going to take to my website. But uh, first of all, you need to understand all HTML elements can have attributes, and attributes provide additional information about the element, and attributes are always specified in the start tag, and attributes usually come in the name and value pairs. Like I provide the example, width is equal to 250 pixels. If you do not provide, for example, the 50 pixels with it, it still means, by default it's the HTML bits are measured in the pixels. So what I will do is I quickly run through the major sort of list of attributes, and first I'll explain a few things about them, and then we can write those attributes into our coding IDE Sublime. We can code and check the output into the browser. So quickly I'll run through the HTML attributes. So first one I'm putting is the href attribute, as I already discussed that, a tag which basically defines an internal link or external link, and basically you click on that link and it takes you to another website or another page. Then we have a source attribute we use quite a lot, and some people find it difficult to understand the file paths of images or style sheets or JavaScript files or PHP files we add into our web pages. Any sort of external file we attach with or link with our web page, it has to have a right source path for it. For example, last time I created an image in my folder. I downloaded a Porsche white photo 911, maybe, I can't remember the model, but I saved that photo, and then I provided the name of the folder, which was images / and then the photo name dot the extension, which was JPG. If the photo is PNG, you should provide the PNG. I'll tell you about the difference between these two, and which one is better, or there are opinions people have about these extensions. So coming back to the source, this is another attribute which basically defines the path of the file or the asset we are adding into the web page. Then we have another two very famous attributes. Most of the time we use with the images we used in our coding, but these are not width and heights. You will be dealing with the widths and heights almost everywhere throughout the CSS. Whenever you define a div or span or columns or anything tables, you must allocate some sort of space onto the web page, width or height. So it depends what kind of design you are coding. So these are two famous attributes. And then you have the alt attribute. This is quite important attribute in terms of SEO as well. Basically, if you run some basic SEO tool through any web server, sorry, it's website, and it can tell you one of the negative point about the SEO, the weaknesses of the website, SEO website, is the alt attributes from the images is missing. Alt is basically just provide a little sort of a title, meaningful keyword to that photo you add into your web page. So when I code the real project in front of you, I'll use all these attributes so many times, so don't worry if you can't memorize them. Then we have a title as well. You can give a title to any HTML element, and when you place your mouse on that particular HTML element, you will see that title is gonna show next to your mouse pointer, and also the titles are good for the SEO reasons. Then we have a style attribute. Basically, style attribute is a bit more complex, and we use a lot in our basically in inline styling. You all the cosmetic changes of the page you do with the style attribute. But we have dedicated lessons about the styling of the web pages and elements when we discuss the internal style sheets and inline styling and external style sheets for the web pages. So these are the things in the I think over topics today. What I will do is I'll quickly code all of these attributes quickly in front of you so that you can understand more easily. So what I will do is, this is a table we created last time. I will quickly comment out the code. Before I start the attributes, I can show you, I was looking at the tables here onto the on this Bootstrap website. So this is basically responsive table example. When we have a lots of data like this, so what we can do is we can create a table, and we can provide the pagination at the bottom of the page where people can navigate through links. So we will cover inshallah when we go into the database side of the lessons, how we can generate tables data from the database. So that's another use of database. I'll show you later on an example where I used lots of tabular data in one of my project, in real project, as we go on to the databases side. So that was just a quick thing I wanted to tell you. So today we are going to type some attributes. I have commented my code for the table. So what I will do is I will create, first of all, so what was the where we started from? We started from the href, which didn't work last time. If I create, for example, I type a and tab, then I provide last time I didn't provide the http and then colon / legendscloud.co.uk, and I can provide human readable text, which is visit my website. So if I go back to my page, this have just a visit my website. So when you click on that, it is going to my my own website. Last time it didn't go because I was not providing, I think, the HTTP part of this. Okay, that was a href. Then we have another one, which is source attribute. So source, as I already told you last time, if we are writing, for example, if we want to show an image on our website, we can show, for example, images, then images folder. In an images folder we have the photo called myphoto.png. If we write myphoto.png, sorry, JPG, sorry, I think it's JPG. If I go back and bring it here closer, and if I refresh, as you see, already the photo is here. And then we can write also, that's the source attribute. You provide the full path of the file you are adding into your web page. Then we discussed the attribute height and width. I already covered that. I applied on the same image in last. Alt attributes, you can provide the alt attributes here, alt equals to, and then you can provide 911, I don't know what model it is, but I can say 9 model 911, sorry, Porsche. I don't know, this is not right. I don't know the spellings of right spelling. 911 title goes here. And if we go here, this is not going to show here, but if we inspect the element, this is going to show here alt and within the inverted commas, as you can see here. So this is good for the SEO, as I already discussed. Then we have another attribute, which is a title. If I give a title to the same image, for example, if I add, you can add here or you can add here, so it's entirely up to you. Title equal to my title. So if I go and refresh, when I'm gonna hover my mouse onto the photo, this should show my title. As you can see on the screen, it's showing my title. Okay. So after the title we have style. You can give a style to any element. For example, if I go to this href, and if I want to give a style as an attribute, I can say font size equals to 40 pixel, quite big, large. Link, where is the change is quite visible, and here is the link. Sorry, I didn't provide any spacing. So as you can see, the size of the link, the font size is increased. When I click on that, it takes me to my website. So if I go back, this is basically style attribute. I'm going to pause my video here, and I'll discuss the next elements in the next lesson. Don't forget to click on the bell icon below to receive my latest videos and updates. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.